WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Two people are lucky to be alive after a plane crashes at the Monroe County Airport. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Cash Matlock, and the plane crashed just before 6 Friday evening when it missed the runway and slid into a ditch. Monroe County Emergency Management Director Donna Sanderson says 2 men were on board when it went down, and she also says the plane was landing to refuel when something went wrong and the plane crashed. Sanderson says the plane was coming from Hamilton, Alabama. Passenger of the aircraft was unconscious when the first responders got there, or to the scene rather, but he did eventually come to. Now, Sheriff Cecil Cantrell says it's a miracle that both men survived.
Very lucky. I mean, the way the plane landed and as far as it came over here and went in this big ditch, they're very, very lucky. Yeah.
Well, today, the FAA began their investigation into what caused the plane to go down. Well, a woman was arrested in Starkville on Tuesday for domestic violence, aggravated assault. The Starkville Police Department says 27-year-old Danielle Michaela allegedly choked a female victim at an apartment complex on North Montgomery Street. And the motive behind the alleged attack is unknown at this time. Police are asking anyone with information on this matter to contact the Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers at 1-800-530-7151. It's time now to take a first look at our forecast with meteorologist Jacob Dickey. Jacob, how's it looking out there?
Hey, Cash, good news is that the storms have pushed on through. We do have some clouds, a little bit of showers, and even a little lightning still on the backside of that cold front in our area. The leading edge of the showers here is where that cold front is. Showers and thunderstorms now pushing into central Alabama. Out of our area, that means we are all clear for the severe threat. That's good to say here. Still, again, some remnant showers here in the backside. That'll last for a couple more hours or so before things get all settled down for the night. Temperatures will be quickly falling. They already have fallen. Lots of you have messaged, say, man, it got cold quick. We'll tell you how cold we get tonight, as well as some frost possible in the forecast when that occurs in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Jacob. Well, hundreds of people marched through downtown Starkville for the second annual Pride Parade today. Now, Starkville Pride made national headlines last year after their parade permit was initially denied by 4 Starkville aldermen. Now, that decision was later repealed, and the parade was allowed to carry on this year. The celebration started out with a queer art market where attendees could purchase various goods, and that was, of course, followed by the Pride Parade.
Well, today we're going to walk in this parade, girl, and then we are going to sashay on to the after party and then the after party. I really hope they just feel the love that's here, because like we worked really hard to have this, and it's like honestly such a payoff. Even though there are protesters over there, like we are here and we are fighting and we are still going strong, girl. Oh, this is the realness. Like if you want to feel like what it means to be at home and like with a family, like that's what we have here, and like come out, like it's going to be every year now. Like I'm so excited.
Well, the event is wrapping up tonight with a drag show at Rick's Cafe, and that's supposed to wrap up at around 12:30. Well, a little community service never hurt anyone. Hundreds of volunteers came together giving back to the community. Our Stephanie Poole has more on the story.
MSU students and employees, along with other residents, worked at 11 sites throughout the Golden Triangle on Saturday. It's all a part of MSU's The Big Event. Some helpers went to their Palmer home for children. Others pitched in to clean up the tornado damage. Student volunteer Thomas Moore is one of the 100 students rolling up their sleeves to lend a hand.
There's a bigger part to community service, you know. It's not just yourself, but you're affecting others around you, and I think that's super cool. So I'm really thankful for the opportunity to help out after this tragic disaster.
Students cut down trees, picked up debris, and threw other material into a pile.
It was just important for us to kind of get out as a group and help people out, and it was a great opportunity, and we're thankful that the big event was put on so we could do all of this.
Student volunteer Amber Dodd says the teamwork involved in serving others has made an impact on her.
Being able to venture out to places like Columbus and, other cities is always important to give back to everyone because, Mississippi State, it's composed of so many different people. So I think it was a great idea to have all these cities included.
Reporting in Lowndes County, Stephanie Poole, WCBI News.
MSU hosts the big event each spring, making this the 8th year. And some other students taking part in the big event headed over to West Point to volunteer at the West Point Clay County Animal Shelter. They walked their furry friends and even gave some of them a bath. Morgan Stevens is a senior at MSU. She's also a business major, and she says that she's one of the many taking time out of her weekend to volunteer.
I think because, there's so many animals here, And, you know, I mean, they get love and attention from people here, but, you know, it's really nice for them to just have a day to have so many people come out and just to pet them and play with them and show them some love. So that's what we're doing today.
Altogether, there were about 35 MSU students, parents, and others visiting and volunteering at the animal shelter. Well, it was a chance for high school students around the Golden Triangle area to check out historically black colleges and universities in Mississippi and beyond. WCBI's Chad Groening has more.
Northside Christian Church in West Point hosted an HBCU fair with representatives from over a dozen historically black colleges and universities. Students were able to find out about financial aid and national and local scholarships. They were also able to get assistance with online applications and information on Greek life. Sherelle Drake spearheaded the event.
HBCUs were created for African Americans, and often because of the area in which we live, students are not introduced to those schools. So we pretty much know EMCC, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, ICC, but our church family wanted to take the opportunity to show children that there are options outside the Golden Triangle area.
Vince Davis is a church member and attended 2 HBCU schools in the state of Ohio.
The historically black colleges and universities was advantageous to me, first of all, because they just showed me a lot about my history. I was allowed to gain a lot of information, and it just helped build me up so that when I did graduate, I was able to go out into the society and be a successful person.
An HBCU school sold the idea of developing personal relationships between students and faculty.
Alcorn takes the time, the energy, and the effort and invest in each person individually. You're not just a number. You're not just a social security number. They invest in you, and they invest in your entire family.
Regardless of what they're studying, but to make sure that they have the help and the nurturing environment that they need in order to succeed. A lot of times class ratio, most HBCUs, a lot of times student-teacher ratio is very important. I know at our school it's 1 to 16, but also we have programs put in place for it to help them matriculate as they throughout their college years.
I think that HBCUs have always been the elasticity and the focal point of any educational emphasis. So that's one of the reasons why I think that some of these students should start choosing HBCUs, because at an HBCU, you're your name, not a number.
Chad Groening, WCBI News, West Point.
Well, the church's parking lot was made into a tailgating experience for the prospective students. And the family of a South Carolina 5th grader is demanding answers from their child's school. More on that after the break. The family of a 5th grader in South Carolina wants to know why she died after fighting with a classmate. School officials are keeping tight-lipped as the family demands they take action. CNN's Kaylee Hartung has the story.
Your community needs you. 2 hours and this is it?
Parents in this small South Carolina town demanding answers from school officials.
Due to the ongoing investigation and the student privacy laws, we cannot share specific details at this time.
After a fight between 2 5th graders in a classroom turned deadly, authorities have revealed few details. It's unclear what led to the fight at this elementary school Monday, who witnessed it, or when school officials intervened. But when paramedics responded, they found 10-year-old Renaya Wright unconscious in the nurse's station. The altercation, classified as simple assault by police, sent Renaya to a local Walterboro hospital. She was then airlifted to a hospital in Charleston, an hour away. 2 days after the fight, she died. School officials say one student has been suspended, but it's unclear if that student was involved in the fight. Authorities have not filed any criminal charges.
Renaya's mother, Ashley Wright, tells me she believes her daughter was the victim of a bully at her school here in Walterboro, but that is not yet a determination that authorities have made. Ashley Wright tells me she's not yet ready to answer questions on camera or speak publicly, but her father, Renaya's grandfather, tells me violence was not his granddaughter's way.
My granddaughter, she was a good girl. For violence or anything like that, she never would do that.
The Wright family issued a statement Friday demanding change. Change that, quote, addresses the reasons that a child would openly express anxiety about attending school. Change that addresses legitimate fears that a child has while in the school building. Change that addresses bullying and teasing and the collateral damage when those behaviors go unchecked. One school board member says it's not that easy.
We're going to have to look at this situation and see if there are any avenues that we could take in order to make our schools even safer.
As Renaya's family plans her funeral, the Walterboro community plans to continue pushing authorities for answers.
They are expecting us to let this go, but what they messed up is they got the wrong group of people.
Well, an autopsy was performed Friday, but it is expected to take several weeks before a cause of death is determined. A GoFundMe campaign set up to raise $45,000 has surpassed its goal.
Well, our cold front has passed on through. That means our severe weather threat is over tonight. We're all thankful for that. Still some showers in the backside, but I tell you what, the cold air coming, I think it's going to be a shock for many of us. I'll tell you how cold we get coming up here after the break.
WCBI First Alert AccuWeather Forecast with meteorologist Jacob Dickey.
Well, our sky cams have been fun to watch today, seeing some of these passing showers and thunderstorms. We've caught some lightning on them earlier, and even up in Tupelo, I was able to see maybe what looked like a little bit of hail earlier, but things have calmed down. We're quiet for the night. In Tupelo right now, the winds are still a little blustery. They're out of the north and west at 10 to 20 miles an hour, and temperatures have dropped like a rock when that front came through. Lots of you messaged saying, what's all this wind about? That was the cold air rushing on in. It dropped temperatures 10 to 15 degrees in a matter of minutes. Look at this. At 6 o'clock, we were in the 70s, down in the 40s and 50s out there, quickly dropping already down to 52 in Columbus, 48 in Tupelo, Oxford, down to 46. That cold air quickly rushing in on the backside of that cold front, which is pushed off to the south and to the east. That line of storms now crossing Interstate 2059. That's where the front is. Still in the backside here, we've got a cold rain showers in our area, and that will continue for the next couple of hours here. Futurecast doing a great job overall, I think, of picking up on that with that band to the south and our east. Notice here, still a few spot showers through the overnight hours. It's been suggesting that maybe we get another chance for some scattered showers here after midnight, but I really think that may be overdoing it a little bit, maybe just a bit aggressive. We'll keep the chance there for a stray shower over the next couple of hours, but no severe. We're done with that, and that's how things work out for us in time for Sunday morning. In the meantime, though, those temperatures quickly continue to drop. We're down into the low 40s, even upper 30s out there. Things drying out after 2 a.m., I think. Look at that, 41 tonight in Columbus, 40. West Point, 38 in Pontotoc, 39 in Tupelo. A quick bite of winter is back here for us here. Many of us not going to enjoy the cold air as we start our Sundays, and really Sunday afternoon looking rather cold and chilly in the afternoon. Look at that, 56 for our high across the area. North winds still 10 to 20 miles an hour. Big turnaround from what we saw on Saturday in the 70s. I got 56 in Columbus, Macon at 58. Look at the 56 in Louisville and in Eupora as well. West Alabama, mid to upper 50s out there. The good news is we do get a little sunshine in there, I think, through the day, but it won't do much with that cold north wind. 57 in Vernon, 56 in Solent. And cold temperatures even up in Tupelo, mid to upper 50s there. Also, Tupelo checking in at 57, Pontotoc also at 57. We get to Houston at 56 on Sunday afternoon. As that cold front drops off to the south and east, and again, I think there's some sunshine on Sunday. No worries there. We're dry. The high pressure takes control, though. And what that allows us to do is it keeps us cold, and it also helps to maybe make the chance for some frost by Monday morning. As cold as it will be tonight, this is Sunday night into Monday morning. Starting the work week here, heading out the door. Lows are in the low 30s and upper 20s. We may very well have to talk about frost again on April 1st. That's April Fool's Day, but this is no joke here. As much as we would love for winter to be over, it seems like it's going to stick around for us for just a bit longer. Here's how long we think. By Wednesday, we're back into the 70s. That'll feel nice. We can get the chance for some scattered showers and storms, though, back on the board late week. As far as for tonight, again, low 40s, upper 30s out there. Those showers and storms are ending. Will be partly cloudy. You'll notice those north winds overnight tonight. Through the next 7 days, some frost possible Monday morning. We'll see some sunshine here over the next 4 days or so. By Thursday and Friday, there's the chance for a few scattered showers and thunderstorms as temperatures are in the 70s. We'll keep our eyes on that. I am thinking, though, by next weekend, we're warm and dry.
Well, MSU gets ready for their showdown with Oregon tomorrow. We have more from Portland after the break.
NCAA tournament coverage of the MSU Bulldogs in Portland, Oregon is brought to you by Visit Columbus, the city that has it all. Monroe County Farm Bureau, Columbus Orthopedic Clinic and Outpatient Center, Aberdeen RV, family owned, family focused, and Bank First, a better way to bank.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Bolton. The Elite Eight is set. Hail State Hoops will be taking on the Oregon Ducks in a rematch of a game earlier this season that Oregon won by 8. Now, MSU is a much improved team, and they are primed to get even tomorrow as they look to advance to a third straight Final Four. WCBI Sports' Courtney Robb is in Portland, and she has more.
Thank you, Chris. Now the stage behind me has officially been set for a 1-2 matchup between Mississippi State and Oregon on Sunday. Probably one of the most anticipated matchups on the season because Oregon was just one of 2 teams to deliver the Bulldogs one of its only 2 losses on its season. But Mississippi State saying that game back in December just wasn't them, and they're looking for the rematch coming up tomorrow.
They understand they're going to walk into an arena tomorrow night and it's going to be green and a lot of people hollering against you and not many hollering for you.
Last game, it was, last time we played them, it was very physical. We expect the same thing. We're used to it. We're in the SEC. That comes every night, so we'll be ready.
Just know that I have to be better for my teammates. I have to be focused, dialed in. I can't, just do what I did last game. I went back and looked at it. I wasn't, doing what I normally do. I wasn't the normal team. So I know this time around I'll be good. My team will be better. So we'll be fine.
No, we're a completely different team than last time we played them. We've played in Oregon before against, their crowd. They have a big crowd, big fan base because we're right here in, the state. I guess, I don't know. I won't have no other way, really. I want to play here in front of their fan base again and come out with a win.
Now in that last matchup against Oregon, the Ducks holding Tiara McCowan to her season low of just 5 points. Against Arizona State last night, though, she had her 30th double-double on the season. McCowan saying she has matured immensely since that game back in December. The game going to be tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central Time. We'll have your full recap here on WCBI Sports later tomorrow night. That's going to do it for me here at the Moda Center. Courtney Robb for WCBI Sports. Chris, I'll send it back to you in Columbus.
The Diamond Dogs look to close the series against LSU with the win. Find out if they do after the break. Rubber match between Mississippi State and LSU. Bulldogs trying to win a series at home against the Tigers for the first time in over a decade. Not a great start. 1 batter, 1 run. Antoine Duplantis, he tattoos a Peyton Plumlee pitch over the right field wall. Leadoff home run for the Tigers. They take a 1-0 lead. Tigers threatening the 4th, 2 men on. Dustin Skelton needing a permit behind the plate with those guns. He catches a runner too far off the bag for the out. But in the same at-bat, Giovanni DeGiacomo, try saying that 3 times in a row. He takes a Jack Egan pitch for a ride to deep left center. Jake Mangum, he can't reach it. RBI double puts LSU up 2-0. More trouble for the Bulldogs. A Keegan James pitch hits the dirt, gets past Skelton. DeGiacomo crosses the plate to make it 3-0 LSU. And then the rain came. A rain delay in the top of the 5th. They would resume play, but the Diamond Dogs struggle. LSU, they go on to win big in this one. The final, LSU 11, MSU 2.
We have a mature, older team. They've won and they've lost in their career, so they understand it, and we'll get back to work. I don't worry about that piece of it. It's just we got to get back to playing good baseball.
Right now we have the target on our back, and we're not handling that well. This weekend we got embarrassed for 2 games, and we got to get back to work. We got to get back to work, and we got to defend better. We got to throw more strikes, and we got to hit better. I mean, in every aspect we got to be better.
Now to Fayetteville we go as the Ole Miss Rebels take on Arkansas in Game 2 of their series. Bottom of the first 2 outs, Doug Nikhazy freezes the batter with that curveball. He'll get the Rebels out of an early jam. The game stays tied at 0. Top of the 3rd, 1 out. Jacob Adams, he lines one up the middle. Shortstop dives, but he misses it. That's going to put Adams on base for a single. Now 2 outs, runners on the corners. Tyler Keenan, he hits this one above the shortstop's grasp. That's going to bring home Adams. Now the Rebels take a 1-0 lead. Bottom of the 4th, Razorbacks up 2-1. Christian Franklin, he likes what he sees. He takes this bad boy for a ride over the right field wall. Solo jack for Franklin. Arkansas up 3-1. Now top of the 5th, 2 outs. Tyler Keenan, he's having a day. He wants to get in on the home run action too. He takes this one over the right field wall as well. That'll be another RBI for Keenan, putting the Rebels down 1. Ole Miss, they will go on to take the lead in the 9th inning, and they seal the deal. They get the win in this one. The final, Ole Miss 4, Arkansas 3. That's all we have for sports. We'll have a last look at your forecast after the break.
Saturday, spring is here, and for some, it's a great day to celebrate National Take a Walk in the Park Day. And the day is observed every March 30th. Walking outdoors is a great way to stretch your legs, reduce stress, and re-energize. You'll also benefit from breathing fresh outdoor air. So try to carve out some time to get to your local park and enjoy nature's beauty today. And if you do, snap a selfie or a pic and use the hashtag Take a Walk in the Park Day to post on social media.
I tell you what, we need to have National Workout Day on February 30th. There's no February 30th, so it won't happen.
Oh,
but I'll tell you what will happen. It's going to be cold here. Winter sneaking back in for a few days here. Sunday in the 50s. Sunday night into Monday morning could see some patchy frost out there. We slowly warm back up as we get to Wednesday. More seasonal spring weather on the way. Of course, that comes back with the chance for scattered showers and storms Thursday, Friday.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to that workout day.
That's right.
We'll catch you back here tomorrow night at 9 and 10.